all, hope you're doing well. So we've got this new tab called Vol Delta Summary, and it's basically just summarizes this tab here that's still new, but it's got so much information it could be a little bit overwhelming. So we just summarize it on this new tab, and we can see we've got basically buy confirmation, sell confirmation, and are the herd winning? If the herd is winning, we want to be a bit careful. So that currently shouldn't be positive. We should be negative on that one, okay? And that would then align with the pivots on the daily, weekly. One thing that you could do is get the blocks of color and then get a tick, and then blocks of color for a tick. So this would be a good sell. This would be a good buy. So Euro Aussie, we probably should be positive because of its daily pivot, weekly pivot, and monthly pivot. Now, I'd want to need to stress the risks with CAD, and also I want to talk about this blank area here. This blank area are designed so we can just go like this, and then we can look at chart analysis on the right, which is quite a good idea. Now, this big old move on CAD, so it looks a little bit untradeable. If we come to the Aussie CAD, it looks like we're coming into a support here, which I can show you. There. So we've got this whole block support. So I think what it might have done is we rallied really strongly, and the Canadian dollar collapsed, and it's coming down. The Australian dollar CAD is coming into a support right now, and so it could hold, but it need to hold above 89.63. So it's got a fair distance before it becomes a bit risky. So we could probably look for a long on this, but just be careful if we break 89.62. Okay. Personally, it might be better to avoid CAD because of that noise that we had last night. It occurred at 1:30 in the morning, so it would have caught a lot of people out, especially in Europe, because everyone should be asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning. CAD likewise, we want to avoid that, and also we want to avoid anything that's travelled too far, like the Aussie USD. That's really moved to the downside. Euro Kiwi could be a contender for a long. We click that, we'll have a look, and we are looking quite green. The herd are a little bit undecided, admittedly. They're very short, but we've got its pivots, so it could be a good one to do. And so we're quite bullish, so it might be okay. Come to return home, and then we click the Vol Delta summary, and then we can look at I'd probably avoid pound CAD. Let's look at pound CAD. It's going to be really spiky and erratic. Yeah, well, there's some old levels I drew up. It's kind of interesting that they're still there. I need to delete those. So yeah, we're coming into this support, aren't we? I'd probably just be careful with CAD today. They could be good longs. This is going to be a support, isn't it? So yeah, it's likewise with the Aussie CAD. We're really, really pumped, and we're coming down into support. So pound CAD, you want to be careful if you break 176.27. So where is that? That's quite far away. So be careful, but that probably should hold in speech marks. And that's moved too far. That's moved too far. And also pound CAD really should probably fall a little bit because we want to get it closer to this daily open to get a bit better risk to reward. Kiwi CAD, likewise, it's got CAD. So it's probably the easiest one could be the Euro Kiwi. And Kiwi CAD, it's going to be choppy. It's that big old move. That would have caught a lot of people out, and also would have taken out a lot of stops as well. So it looks like CAD is on the menu for sure, and just whether or not you want to trade that is up to you. You'd want to be careful. I did want to make a mention of the pivots and how to use those. All right, so let's imagine this is price action, okay, and it's doing this. Okay, so the daily pivot, let's imagine this is Monday, Tuesday. It's the halfway point. This is the daily pivot. And then so the halfway point there is going to be tomorrow's pivot. So this is the pivot of today, of this particular day. Yeah, so let's say this is Monday, Tuesday. This is like Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's going to be a resistance. And then the halfway point between this value is around about there. And so you can see we're trending lower. So if you've got, if we're below the daily pivot, it's technically bearish. But then if we're below the weekly and the monthly, then that's going to be pretty bearish. And likewise, if we're above all three, then that's going to be quite bullish. So it's a pretty poor illustration. Essentially what it is just simply the halfway point between the prior session high and low, and then it acts as a support. So if we're above that level, it's going to be quite bullish. If we're below that level and we can't overcome that level, it's going to be bearish. So that's basically it. It's not necessarily Monday, say, it could be January, or it could be a week, or it could even be a year. That could be 2000. That could be the low of 2024. That could be the high of 2024. So the halfway point is the yearly pivot, which we don't look at, but it could be something to look at. So that's that. So it's basically the halfway point between the high and the low, and that acts as a resistance or support for the following session. And that's it. So have a look at the sheet and, have a look. And remember, you don't want to trade if it's moved too far. Also, it looks like this could be a little bit sketchy as well, because they're now net long. They were net short and now they flipped on the Euro USD. So you probably want to be careful there as well. And we're going to be really messy and choppy. Yeah, we're neutral. And I think technically neutral as well. So be careful, and I'll speak to you guys soon.